Quiero, 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 quiero,
Quiero. Hello, everybody. Hello. Hi, Zap. Hello, Oxide. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Hello. Hello. Oh my goodness, the first thing that happens is the Nightbot just starts chilling. Can you relax for like 10 seconds, dude? 10 seconds? Anyway, welcome everybody. Let's turn on the BGM. Here we go. Boop. Hello, Zap. How are you doing? How are you? Oh, let me lower the microphone a little bit. Is this better? Is the audio better now? Can you hear me properly? Hold on. Ugh. There we go. Had to move the microphone down next to the camera, but you should hear me properly now. Hello. I may have sprayed some paint onto this thing. I didn't mean to. I didn't do it on purpose. Hello, everybody. We're gonna be painting goblins, or Gretchen, as they're now called. Apparently, they're not goblins anymore. They're Gretchen. They're not space goblins. They're Gretchen. Oh no, you were sick. I'm doing okay. I had a pretty long, grueling day at work, but I'm okay. My nose is itchy, but it's been itchy for a while now, so it's nothing new. The air in my place is very dry, but I'm doing okay. Thank you. I'm sitting here in this makeshift studio, and we're about to embark on an adventure of painting these little dudes. They're very small. They're very shiny because I just primed them, and the primer is very shiny, but it will get more muted. Oh, and the music is very loud. Hold on. This is the Dark Tide official soundtrack. We're gonna be painting these little guys. And I'm probably gonna try to paint as many of them as I can. So I might do like batch paintings to do all the skin at once, and then do all the metal at once and stuff like that. We'll see. I actually like to. What I'm gonna try to do is I'm going to paint the metal orange. Tito, hello, Zasuri, hello. I'm gonna paint the metal orange, and then I'm gonna go over it with a dry brush of metal on it to make it look more orangey, rusty. You love the mini painting streams and all. I'm glad to hear that. I've been having a lot of fun with them, and I've been getting good results in terms of my own satisfaction of these streams. So I'm gonna get a brush. I'm going to dry brush. You know the drill. We're gonna get some kind of gray color out first. I'm gonna try to go with just normal gray this time. I'm not sure where I put it. Oh, there we go. Astronomican gray. Administratum gray, not Astronomican gray. I don't know if I have any other. Dawnstone? Dawnstone is a layer? Is this lighter or darker? It's actually a bit darker. Oh my god, Miner! Long time to see. You're putting a PNG on my head. Well, what's the PNG you're gonna put on my head? Oh. Okay. Alright. Cool. Let me save it. It's an image. Okay, this is officially your 25th. This is your 25th picture. Hold on, let me put it on my head. How are you doing, Miner? Today I was either gonna stream Diablo 1 or miniatures. And miniatures 1, but if I get bored of miniatures, I'm play some Diablo 1. I'm gonna make this very, very, very small. There we go. That's what you get for asking to put weird pictures on my head. I'll make it a little bit bigger for you. There we go. Now, if someone has seen that picture and know that's what they're supposed to be looking for, they might realize that's what it is. But it's not gonna be that easy. Okay, we're gonna go with Dawnstone and then use white. So we're gonna get a bigger contrast between the dry brushing and like the highlighting. Because I feel like a lot of the highlights just disappear. Because the Administratum gray is a little too light, I feel. So we're gonna use Dawnstone, which is a darker gray for the first layer of dry brush. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna basically dry brush all of them before we move on to the next step. So I'm gonna, let's see here. I'm just gonna get this. This is an interesting gray. I haven't worked a lot with this, or don't remember working a lot with this. But already all the details in the model are coming out really nice. So I glued these guys together yesterday. I don't know where I got them because I have an unopened box of Runturder and Gretchens. So these are, I think I might have gotten them from a friend who were like, I don't want them, but I am not entirely sure. They just showed up in my bit box one day and I adopted them and they are now my children. And I love them, all of them, including Bob, even though Bob is bit of a problem child. I'm gonna say that. But yeah, we're painting some Gretchens, we're hanging out. I'm wearing a hoodie, which is very, very warm. And no, I have not missed the irony of a VTuber wearing a hoodie that did not fly over my head. Nothing can go over my head. I'm too fast. I would catch it. Yeah, I'm using quite a lot of paint, so this is less of a dry brush. It's more of a very sloppy first coating. Just so to get all the stuff that stands out on the model, so we can then get some edging on. We can get some edge highlighting on. Now, the reason I'm holding this model and I'm not using my model holder is because I want to be able to dry brush from below a little bit, and I can't really do that with the model holder in place because it is a little big and clunky for models this small. So we want to compensate. We'll just hold the model for now, and there we go. I think this is a decent enough coat. Oh, this little guy. I'm gonna take off my hoodie. It's already too warm. Hold on. Ugh. Ew. Have like a polo. Have like a... What are they called? I don't even know what they're called. Yeah. Well. Let me see here. It's called a polo in Swedish, or a golf shirt. Let's add a little bit more gray to this guy before we are officially done with him. I had to glue one of them on with super glue to the base because he had very small contact areas with the base, and the base is actually not made from the same plastic as the miniatures. It's made from a different plastic, so the plastic glue or the plastic cement will not interact the same way between these plastics as it would between two spruce parts, for example. So that's why even if you use plastic glue, a lot of times your models won't really stick to the base that well, which is sometimes fine because you might consider this base as like a starting base or a painting base, and then you want to move them over to a more detailed base. But I feel like we're just gonna paint. We might use some texture colors on this guy afterwards, or texture colors to get like a nice dirty ground or something, but I don't know. Oh, whoops, I don't know. Okay, first guy's got his gray done. Let's move on to the next guy. So we're doing something different today. We're going to be painting 9 minis at once. One of them is from the kill team, from the orc like special tactics kill team sort of thing. So he's like a special tactics Gretchen. He's pretty cool. The rest of them are from the Rund Herder box, which is pretty old. I think it's not very new. A friend of mine linked me some really cool 3D printed off-brand goblins or Gretchen, and I asked him how much he would charge to to 3D print them for me because they look freaking amazing. They're like the Goblin Revolutionary Army. So they're like dressed in quasi Imperial Guard outfits, which looks very, very cool. And I've always liked the idea of playing Imperial Guard rules, but with Gretchen models instead, because these days everyone uses the same kind of bases anyway. I think these small bases are, well, I mean, you can use any size base you want, but I think these small bases are kind of phasing out a little bit. I'm not entirely sure. So you can use bigger bases for smaller models, and you can technically use really tiny bases for big models. But I think there's like a code of honor among wargamers not to do that, because a lot of times you're supposed to measure not from the model but from the base. So you could technically use like the biggest possible base and be like, well, I'm touching all of your models with my one Gretchen, so they're all engaged in close combat with my one Gretchen. They might have changed those rules. It's been a while since I played, but I know there was a lot of like joking about that when I was in the hobby. Okay, Gretchen number 2 has gotten his little base coat on. This guy I had to super glue on because he just did not want to stay, because he's like standing on tippy toes on one foot, which is strange. So yeah, as you can see, I'm being pretty liberal with my first coat here. These are also Gretchen. They are very small. I want to paint them well. I don't want to like rush the painting too much, but I do have like a 3-hour stream, a little bit longer if I push it. So I want to make sure that I don't get too caught up in unimportant busy work with this model. Or these models rather. I want to try to finish all 9 of them if I can. But what I am gonna do is I'm gonna do it step by step. So if I can't finish one model and then there goes my camera, give me a second, then I won't finish. If I'm not done, I won't have a single model finished basically. So that's okay. We can technically continue with them a different stream if we have to. Give me a second. I gotta get the camera back working. I think it's because I got like too many things connected USB wise. I don't know. Hello, Antonius. Hello. Hello. Yeah, yeah, it's a Gretchen. I'm dry brushing Gretchen. I'm doing a slap chop because I like slap chop. I got very. I guess he lost his head over that, but I'd hate to be that guy. Get ahead of the competition, if you know what I mean. Okay, let's glue his head back on. You can't lose your head when it comes to these things. You gotta make sure that you give a heads up, you know? Okay, I'm gonna... This guy is gonna have some trouble sticking on. Very cool lurking. Okay, enjoy your lurking. This is a nice, chill, relaxing painting stream, so there hopefully won't be any sudden loud noises. Okay, I'm gonna position his head a little bit more like this. There we go. I'm gonna let him rest for a little bit and recover from his grievous injury, and we're gonna go on and paint another guy while we're waiting. The good thing with a wet brush is that even if the paint I'm using is drying up a little bit, it will get a little bit more moisture in it when I'm using the wet palette, which means that it won't be super dry. So something you'll notice here is I'm not getting those dry brush pigments, like the point where it's so dry that you just got like dust on your brush, and a lot of models will get like this really spotty look to them. At least I don't think I do. I don't know, I can't really see. But yeah, just be really like, get that shit on there. If you get a dry brush, even if you're being a little violent, which I am, the dry brush still won't get everywhere, which means that you will be able to get natural shadows on the model. Like a lot of people go like, you shouldn't dry brush, like you shouldn't force the dry brush to areas that aren't very accessible, and I like to disagree with that. I think, especially for slap chopping, the dry brushing isn't only a light source. It is something for the contrast paint to stick onto. And if the contrast paint doesn't have anything to stick onto, you're going to get very, very dark shadows. Because contrast paint on black, it don't look no much. Nothing motivates to paint more than seeing someone paint. Yes, I agree. I am so happy I started doing this. My skin has cleared up. My crops are watered. My children are blessed. It's just really nice to paint. I'm not a professional by any means. There are people who are much better than me, but I'm painting one model at a time. I'm getting better at it, and I'm hanging out with my friends. It's a lot more fun than, I don't know, stressing about doing well in a game or something. And I can talk a lot about painting while painting. It's a very naturally meditative hobby. I think it's a very good hobby because it's a very creative one. You really, you can approach it so many different ways. You can buy a few models and some paints and just mix your own paints, or like you can approach it however way you want. There's no right or wrong way to it. It's your plastic that you bought. As long as you're happy with it, that's really all that matters. And I like that. I like that a lot. Let's see here. I've seen some really cool videos on YouTube and stuff, people being really, really good at painting. And I don't know, maybe one day I'll be that good. I'm already miles ahead of where I used to be. And I always think it's the best to compare yourself to where you have been, where you were, and where you are now. Will there be a crochet stream? I can't crochet, but I can knit. I did knit like a huge 2-meter long Harry Potter scarf once. It took me like a half a year to make. But I don't wear it anymore because I'm not really into Harry Potter anymore. for various reasons. But crocheting is pretty cool, but I can't do it. I'm not that good at crocheting. So I haven't tried it though. Maybe I'm like a natural at crocheting. I just don't know it yet. So maybe. I'm just really glad that they got this miniature category on YouTube, because it used to be crafters and builders or something, and that's such a broad category in general. And like this is way more focused on Gunpla and Plamo and war games and stuff. Crochet a Frog. Aw, that would be really cool. I'd love to do that. This is a good soundtrack. This is a good game. Dark Tide. I like it. It's a Swedish game, by the way. Did you guys know that? Fat Shark is Swedish. They're very cool. Pretty sure they're Swedish anyway. I want to kind of try Warhammer. Oh my goodness, there's like a little mold line on his helmet that I missed, but that's okay. He fell off. Let's just finish dry brushing him before we glue him onto the base with some super glue. Yeah, they don't have an awful lot of context space, and I am being a little bit violent with my dry brushing. Not like a lot, but definitely not being very gentle with it when I'm doing the first layer. So I get why he might not have stuck around. Don't put that, don't put that, don't boom boom, put that, don't put that, don't put that, don't boom boom, put that, don't put that, don't. Boom 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 boom. Okay, let me this guy looks weird. Let me glue him onto his base. Afterwards, we'll put him over here with the other damaged soldier. What is your major malfunction, numbnut? You'll eat when we say you'll eat. You'll piss when we say you'll piss. Am I planning to play tabletop? That's a good question. I don't really like tabletop wargaming. I might go as far as to stretch myself to play Killzone, maybe, or like Necromunda, or what's the other one called? Mordheim. Like smaller games. I'm fine with skirmish games, but I got so done with mini wargaming because I was in a very competitive group. I wasn't competitive, but everyone was competitive, and it was always meta this, and it was always meta that, and people just spent hours upon hours making unbeatable lists, and like the tank meta of 6th edition, and everyone just had tanks and tanks and more tanks, and we're using them as like movable cover to hide behind to get their units closer to the enemy. It wasn't fun, and I'd spend like hours every weekend just getting angry and losing games and like not having a good time, and it wasn't fun. So it made me drop Warhammer completely for a long time, and then every now and then I got the urge to paint, but I missed hanging out with people. That was a big reason why I liked painting. Me and a friend were watching all seasons of House while we painted together. But neither of us actually looked at the screen. House is a perfect show to watch while you're painting, by the way, because they literally explain everything that happens in it. You don't ever need to watch House. You can just listen to it. It's perfect. As a proud holder of a 6% win ratio, I feel you. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I entered a tournament once, and I played with my custom chapter. And I got my ass handed to me every single time. Once I lost in the first round because the guy was playing White Scars, and he like deployed one motorcycle, and then everything just deployed in places where I couldn't get them, and he beat me so soundly. I was like, oh cool, thanks, I give up after like round 1. And I'm like, why? What's the fun in that? And I don't blame him that much, really. I just don't like the game. I just don't like it. That's why I like Kill Team, for example, because it's way more focused on individual units, which it's easier for me to process. You don't need to paint as much. It doesn't take as long. It can take like an hour, stuff like that. But I like the painting the most. I think the painting is the most fun, and I really like the Warhammer lore. In case you don't know, I started up a lore channel recently, which has gotten almost 10,000 views already, and over 120 hours watched in less than a week, which is awesome. I'm very, very happy about it because I'm making like lore shorts. It's called the Archivist Tenebrarius. Thank you. It's a lot of fun. I'm using a voice modulator, or like voice mod to sound like a character in the setting, and it's a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. I've been making like 1 minute shorts about different paints and the lore behind the paints, like why they're named the way they're named, which has been a lot of fun. And yeah, it's generally just been really, really fun. Okay, we only got one more model to this is the Commando Gretchen. So he's in a group of Commando orcs. So he's a Commando Gretchen. He's very, very highly trained. He's got a big backpack and like a grapple hook, grapple, shrapnel, Karuskint. Oh no. I'm still pretty upset though. I painted one of the commandos and I don't know where that model went. I don't know if I forgot it at a friend's place or what I did, but I have not been able to find it. I've also got like 20 half-painted Imperial Fists from Horus Heresy. I think I used Betrayal at Kolth models, I'm not entirely sure, or the Burning of Prospero. Oh my god, camera, stop. I'll fix the camera in a second. Let me finish the dry brush, sorry about that. It's just something weird with the... I think it might be the USB cable or the port that is not getting enough power. I'm not entirely sure, but it's really annoying. I didn't have the same issues when I used my older phone as the camera, but the problem with the older phone is I can't really change the focus on that one that well. And I really want to be able to do that. So that's why I'm using my newer phone as a camera. Okay, I feel like I've dry brushed this guy enough. Hold on. Give me just 1 second to finish this. God damn, this music is so good. I haven't played Dark Tide in a while. I like Space Marine. I like it a lot. Okay, here we go. Let me put the camera back in. It's just that the USB stops working for some reason. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we have dry brushed the first layer of gray on all these guys. So we basically made them gray again after base coating them. You wanna prime your models. I use a liquid primer, liquid black primer from Vallejo, because I don't like spraying. It's a lot of work. Oftentimes you don't really get it color covering that well. And I don't have a good place to spray, so I like to use the Vallejo primer instead, and get it done that way. All right, so let's see here. This guy's head got back on. We're gonna give this guy a little bit of super glue. Just gotta find the super glue, and where did I put it? I know I put it here somewhere. I used it just now. Oh, there we go. I had to throw some super glue. Same primer, good stuff. Yeah, it's really good. It's very easy to work with. It does great result. It doesn't really cover the paint that much. Okay, let's see here. Tiny droplet of super glue. Come on. Ooh, that's a lot, but it's okay. The thing broke, so I'm just opening the bottle and pouring it out instead. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We like that. It'll be done when it's done. We like that. Great work ethics. It'll be done when it's done. Okay. I'm gonna glue you. No! We're gonna glue you to your base, you silly little Gretchen. There we go. And this guy, we're just gonna give a little bit more gray on his shoulders. And be careful so his head doesn't fly off again. You don't want to lose your head, little guy. maybe a little bit more gray. Man. I love painting models, minis. Okay, these two guys are gonna wait a little bit. Now what we're gonna do is we're still gonna use the white from, which white do I have again? Let me see here. I'm using War Paints Matte White, which is a very good white. First of all, it doesn't freaking dry up from the moment you open the bottle. Unlike Citadel. Let's close the glue too so it doesn't spill. But yeah, it's a good white. I've been using Vallejo's white too. I call it Mr. White Yo, and it's been working for years. It just never dries in the bottle, and that's the kind of white that I like in my paints. Okay, now we're gonna be a little bit more gentle. We're just gonna get the highlights. So we're not gonna be super aggressive with the paint. We want to get it on the big open surfaces though, because obviously those areas get more light on them. Now I'm not being nowhere near as aggressive with the brush as I was when I did the gray, because I don't want the white to go everywhere. You might need to get a couple of rounds of white. Let's see here. His schnoz obviously has to be white. It's very big. It's very big nose. I like little goblins. I like them a lot. They're very cute. They live a despicable, horrible little life, and they still make the best out of it. You can learn a lot from goblins. They're basically failure embodied, and they're okay with that. They're fine. They're doing the best they can out of a crappy situation. But yeah, here the white goes more as like an edge highlight. And this guy's like, his details are poppin'. His details are poppin'. He looks really good. Oh, he fell. He looks really good. You can see now all the little details on the model, which even if you're like not super into what's it called, slap chop, this is a good technique, because a lot of times when you're painting black models, can sometimes be really hard to make out the details, because when everything is black, it's hard to kind of see contours of stuff. It's hard to make out small details. So sometimes you'll use the wrong paint on stuff, or maybe you'll miss painting something, and that's no good. That's no fun. So this really makes it easier to spot all the little details on a model, so you'll have an easier time painting it. It's really just a win-win. And unless you're like a psychopath and you use like white as your base, as your primer, and like seriously, some people are actually literally war criminals, and they will use a white primer, and like, why? I don't understand. Like, why? You can just do this if you really want to be able to see all the details. And even if you paint everything just white, you need to be so meticulous. You need to pay so much attention, because if you leave just one single little space unpainted, it's gonna stand out like a sore thumb. It's crazy. What is wrong with people who do that? Okay, let's see here. Do this guy too. I thought it was cyberpunk, but it's still Darktide. It's great music though. I've been playing some cyberpunk. I think it's a decent game. It's fun. I enjoy it. I don't particularly care that much for the setting though. Like, it's very Blade Runner, like huge Japanese corpos running everything, which I don't mind. It's also Alien. Weyland Yutani, everything is like labeled with kanji. I like that. It's the same really in if you play what's it called? That horror game underwater, psychological horror game, where you're like a machine. Your mind is copied into a machine. Whatever. That game, there's a lot of like Japanese signs too with kanji. I really like the future where everyone's like, yeah, the Japanese are gonna rule everything in the future because they are so good at what they do. And obviously that's not how it turned out. Soma, yes, that's the one. Soma, thank you. I was thinking about manna, because manna is the food that came from heaven when the Hebrews or the Jewish people were walking through the desert. But Soma is something else. I think Soma is not Christian. I'm not sure. Like, I think it's Greek. Damn, this music is ballin'. Hope it's not getting copyright quieted though. That would suck. At least I'm recording this too. Oh, it means body or rock. Oh, but yeah, I think it. Yeah, is mana a Greek word too? Because I know that the modern Bible is based on a Greek translation of a Coptic translation of the original Hebrew. Coptic is Egyptian with Western characters, I think, and is much younger than ancient Egyptian, obviously. So it came a time where people were not able to read hieroglyphs anymore, and they were writing in Coptic, which I think is like a Christian. Well, I mean, it was how the Hebrew scriptures were translated, and then from that they translated it to Greek and then to Latin. Yeah, these are, man, the results of these are great. Maybe I was a little bit cheap on this guy with the white. It's okay though. Let's see here. Maybe I'm using too much white. I'll try to dial it back a little bit. And just very gently brushing. Because the thing is, the gray in itself is going to be enough to catch the contrast paint. So the white is just for highlights. So highlights don't need to be everywhere. It should definitely be on larger open areas on the model. It doesn't need to be underneath the model, for example. I'm gonna just get a little bit of white on his belly though. We want that to stand out. Okay. I love how this is turning out. Soma's even old. It's Sanskrit. Oh, that's cool. I had no idea. Yeah, that's Indian Aryan, right? The original Indo-European. Like, it's very old. It's related to Hindi, I think, right? Or is it like Proto-Hindi? I don't know. Languages are weird. It's very, very old. It's one of the Indian languages, I believe. Oh, everything I said is correct. Okay, cool. Cool. I teach language, so I really hope I don't get it wrong. It's really funny to talk about English. Whenever I teach English, I'm like, well, this is the rule, and here are all the exceptions. Every single time it's like, here's the rule in English. Easy, right? Here are all the exceptions. Maybe I'm using a little bit too much weight, but you know what? That's fine. That's okay. It's gonna make painting it easier, I think. We are gonna have to decide which contrast green we're gonna use for their skin, because I think I'm gonna paint their skin first. Although, oh no, did I break the hook? Oh no, I broke the hook! Okay, I'm gonna have to glue that on. I was wondering what, my finger was on something that was not very strong. I'm stupid. But yeah, I might paint their skin first. We'll see. I would like to try to use the Plague Bear flesh, but it is my go-to color for Tyranids. But it might look good on I think it looks good as orc skin too. I used that for the night goblins that I painted, or the night goblin that I painted. Didn't I get these mold lines? Are they mold lines? I don't know. I don't know, man. Okay, I'm gonna have to glue this hook back on. Hold on. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. I think this was a loose part to begin with, which is just bizarre because it's so small. Hold on. Super glue. Here we go. No! Okay, super glue. Do your job. Okay, there we go. Oh no, I forgot to dry brush these two guys. Hold on. Oh no, I'm getting white paint all over the place. Once again, I forgot to bring paper. I might actually have to do that. I will be back in a second. I need to bring some household paper. Hello, I am back. Hello. It is I cook here. How are you doing? How are you doing? Gross. Okay. I think this is it's a little wet this way. So it might be a little bit too wet. Yeah, it's definitely too wet. Hold on. Oh no, my brush. There we go. Got some more pigments. Still too wet though. It's always a good game. I think it's definitely the best game they have made. I don't think any of the Amnesia games are very good. I'm sorry. I think they're kind of Like, I never liked any of the Amnesia games that I played. I think Machine for Pigs, which by the way I think is the Chinese Room that made that, so it's not the original. I think in terms of like lore, I like it the most because it's so weird. But like, yeah, I'm not a fan of Amnesia at all. This guy got way too much white on him, but that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Because we like that. Great. We like that. Great work ethic. The great Iron List was there. There he is. Get him out of here. Throw him out in the cold. Don't let him keep his jacket on. Don't you talk about me, you son of a bitch. It is I, the Lightbringer. Linkara, the Lightbringer, with my magical blunderbuss. Who the hell are you? I'm the amazing atheist. Alright then. Who are you? I'm Linkara. Well, nice to meet you. Okay, I feel like this I feel like we're done with the base, the dry brushing. Might not have succeeded that well on some of them, but whatever. And clean up the brush. Okay, so now what we have now is we have 9 little goblins that have all been given a slap chop dry brush coat, so white and gray. Bring out some details, give some shading. This guy, again, probably a little bit too white. That's okay. I bet he likes mayonnaise. I like mayonnaise. Mayonnaise is good. Okay, hold on. Let me get my brushes out. Hold on. This is the glaze brush. Here we go. Okay, we're gonna give this guy, we're gonna give him a glaze. Let me take out my greens. So basically in orc lore, the darker your skin is as an orc, the older you are. So their skin darkens. Oh, this is Black Legion. That's a little too dark. So for goblins, I think they wouldn't be very old, not very fighty. So they would probably have a lighter shade of green. I really like the Plague Bearer flesh because it has a pretty interesting greenish yellow tint, which I kind of associate with Gerblins. This is Militarum green. I saw someone paint their goblins with Militarum green. It turned out pretty okay, but he used a lighter base coat, I think. Here's what other greens do I have? Human flesh, we're not using that. Dark angel green. I think these are all my greens I have over here. So let's see here. I'm gonna go with my favorite Plague Bear flesh because I think it just gives such a nice goblin-y hue to the skin. It's one of the best contrast paints in my opinion. I might be biased, but I just really like it. It's a nice green. It's not too thick either, so you don't have to worry too much about covering details with it. Actually, it's a little bit too thin, but it's okay. It means it lasts really long too. It doesn't dry up. And this is a good green for Gerblins. Kind of a sickly weak green. Their sickly weak stature. Do you kind of tell me what's the difference in contrast versus normal paint? So contrast paints, good question. Contrast paints are essentially a step up from washes and inks that we used in the past. And contrasts ink is, what happens is that when you paint it on, when it dries, it contracts. And if you paint it on large surfaces, it will contract and it will go into it will pool in crevices really well. And it creates, even without your own shading, it creates a really good shading all on its own. I mean, it depends from paint to paint, but it's essentially a level up from the old washes and old old inks that they used to have. As you can see, it's giving a nice, like, it's essentially like you are color correcting something. So you, what I'm doing here is that wait, is this guy, is this his mouth or not? I don't see. So what I'm doing here is I'm just using one layer of this to turn the white and gray into shades of green on this little guy. So it's a very nice way of painting. It's thin, it lasts very, very long, and it's pretty easy to use. I can't tell if this is, oh no, these are his teeth. Okay, I can see that now. His teeth. So we're getting a pretty good green on this guy. I think I'm getting all the parts. Getting underneath his jaw here. He's wearing pants. I don't think he has a lot of skin exposed, which is fine. You don't gotta show off your skin if you don't wanna. I like how even these small goblins are really muscular too. It's great. Wait, are these legs? No, these are legs. He's wearing a loincloth, this little bastard. He tricked me. Okay, he's wearing a weird loincloth. That's fine. Just means I get more paint more green, and everyone knows the green is best. I'm the greenest, so I'm the best. I'm the biggest, so I'm the boss. But yeah, it's a very forgiving paint to use. It gives a nice luster. It has pretty good concentration of pigments. There are some contrast paints that are really thick, so you got to be careful with how you use them. Sometimes you need to mix it out with some what's it called? There's a word for it. They have like a, it's called medium. Sometimes you want to mix it out with a medium to thin it out a little bit so it doesn't overpower, and because if it's too thick, it won't really shade. It will just make everything really dark. The thing with contrast paints is you don't want to paint them on black because they are barely visible on black. Hence why people do slap chops. Slap chop is just black primer, 2 layers of 1 layer of gray dry brush, and then 1 slightly smaller layer of white dry brush, and then you can get started with these. They're not very good for Space Marines because big, large open surfaces tend to not be that easy to paint with contrast paints because it pools a little bit. But you can still get good results with Space Marines. Okay, we got this guy green. He green. I think we're gonna stick with this green. I like it. So let's go on. Got Gerblin number 2. I'm starting to get the hang of how much paint I need to use to. It's also good. Remember, you can always use more paint, but it's very difficult to use less paint. So be careful. I don't mind so much getting paint on things that I know I can paint over, like metal, for example. But sometimes with teeth and stuff, it can be a bit rough. So I'm trying to be careful with the application of the wash now. Besides, I'm not really painting to build an army. If I painted to build an army, I would probably paint faster. But I'm painting to have fun. And I feel like it's a lot more rewarding to spend a little bit more time on these little dudes. Is he? Yeah, he's green here, okay. Then to like speed paint because I gotta get stuff done for a tournament or something. It's fun to just relax and paint. Even the low point models can get the love they deserve, like with Tyranids and stuff. A lot of times you don't have the patience to paint hundreds of Gaunts, for example, but I think it's rewarding in itself. Because the plastic doesn't know that they're worth different things. It's just plastic. So obviously, obviously more people are going to look at your bigger models, so putting more time into those makes sense. But like if it's a Space Marine or an Orc, even if they cost different points, they're pretty much the same amount of plastic. So it's like, who cares? And this is a really nice shade of green that works wonders with goblins, and especially with Slap Chop. Works really well with Slap Chop, this Plague Bearer flesh. Also, Death Guard Green is apparently a good paint to use to cover up mistakes with this paint, because they're pretty similar in shade. Okay, I don't think this guy... No, he's wearing pants. This guy is wearing pants for sure. Let's see here. Just gonna make sure I use a little bit more paint so I don't thin it too much. To really give him a little bit of luster to his flesh. Okay. It's underneath his jaw a little bit. Sorry if I'm very explainy. I just like to ramble a little bit. I'm always glad to help out. I feel like painting to me always felt really inaccessible because it was so difficult and I always compared myself to others. So this technique has literally made painting fun for me. Okay, this guy's got his green done too. Going decently fast. I'm gonna clean the brush a little bit before we continue. Okay, well, we've been streaming for almost an hour, and I'm not even done with the green on the skins. So we'll see if we finish these models. I'll do my best, but I want to be careful with the painting. I don't want to make too many mistakes because these guys deserve the love. They're cute, they're small, they're angry and annoying. And I am the kami of small green things. So I am their kami. Oh, I almost spilled the paint there. Ooh, that was close. Don't know if this guy, I think he's green here too. Yeah, he is. Okay. Sometimes with models. Oh, okay. It's okay. If there's anything you need me to explain about how I'm painting or some stuff like that, then please let me know. I'm still new to all this. I'm watching a couple of videos, but I learned to paint at not even my local game store, but like at a hobby store in the basement. I would sit there and learn to paint, and I would buy official Games Workshop how to paint books. Because back then, when I started painting, we didn't even have the internet in the sense that we have it today. So there weren't really any videos out there on how to paint these guys. So just kind of had to go with what made sense. And I had a friend who was very, very good at painting. Hello, Rufus. Oh no, you got reminded you don't have the dexterity for miniature painting. There's a couple of things you can do to improve that. Like, for example, here I'm holding my hands together and I'm resting my elbows on the table. So having a raised table to work in and good lighting does help a lot, but sometimes it's not enough, and that's okay. But I found that it really helps me with my painting because I'm very, very shaky normally. But with this, I can get pretty decent brush strokes in. My stroke work gets really good. Okay, is he wearing pants or not? These little guys, I swear. Space Marines are much easier to paint. You can just try some big robots. Yeah, Space Marines are pretty easy to paint. But they also have really big flat surfaces, which while it might be easy to paint, also means that your mistakes are much, much more visible. If you get a model like a Tyranids, usually they are so small and detailed that it's hard to spot painting mistakes on them. It is the shakes. I'm sorry to hear that. But you know what? That doesn't make you any less of a Warhammer fan. There are games, there are books. You can have someone paint your models. You can custom order. There's literally no shame in that. I did some custom painting of a guy's obliterators once. They turned out horribly, but he liked them. That was a long time ago. Okay, this guy's green is done, I think. I think we got everything here. Maybe get some in the armpit here so it's a little darker. There we go. Okay. That's 3 guys who got green. Hello, Diggle Dawn. How are you doing? Oh god, I really went overboard with this guy. To be very bright. How you doing, Diggle Dawn? You already have your Imperial Guard. I'm ready to go. Anything that looks good in there was painted by a friend of mine. That's fine. Everyone's in the hobby for a different reason. Like, I really don't want to play the game. Well, that's a truth with a modification. I want to play the game a little bit, but I mostly just enjoy the lore and hanging out with people who like the game. I feel like this is such a great hobby I have a lot of opinions about Games Workshop and how they charge their customers and the prices they give, but regardless, I really like this hobby. I think it's very peaceful, it's meditative, it's very creative. It's honestly, when it comes to hobbies, it's not the most expensive. It's expensive, but I mean, try collecting, I don't know, try collecting retro cars, like classic cars. A friend of mine's dad did that. He spent so much money on refitting these old cars, these old, like, 50s, 60s car. That's so much money he put into that. It makes this hobby really not be that expensive at all. Hello, Bisu Bisu, whoa, hello. Yeah, Queen Boys. We're painting some Gretchen. I'm gonna have to fix these teeth a little bit. I saw someone use like a red behind the teeth for this particular head, which I thought was pretty cool. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to pull that off though. We're doing the green first on all of them, so we have that done, and then we can go in and paint like fabrics, and we're gonna do the metals last. I like to do the metals last. Eat the frog. Do not eat the frog. The frog is not tasty. I forgot. I'm supposed to be. Well, I am dressed up in my kami outfit, so I guess it's kind of like Halloween. But don't eat the frog. I'm Froggy's friend. Frog is good. Frog is not for eating. Frog will literally cry if you eat me. This is still Dark Tide. Wow, what a great soundtrack. But yeah, these models are pretty small. I don't think they're quite as small as the Night Goblins are. The Night Goblins were hard to paint. Like, real hard. Just very, very tiny. Also, don't think I had the light set up properly. I'm very happy I got this light. I got this like bow of light, so that gives me a lot of visibility when I'm painting, which I'm very happy about. Yeah, this guy's skin is done. Engie. Goblin D's nuts. Well, if you mind Goblin, then that's okay. Yeah, this guy. Oh, yeah, I went ham with the white here. I used way too much white. That's okay. He's just gonna be a very pale goblin. He's been in the caves for too long. Yeah, wow. Lamau, look at this paleness. That's fine though, it's not a bad thing. Makes him special. Just like anyone. White stuff everywhere. Yeah, well at least it's not green stuff. That would be a problem. A little hobbyist joke there for all you war gamers out there. I made like a 12 or 11 minute long video about like the orc wog and its evolution, like how it happens and its many stages. And I put a lot of time, well, not a lot of time. I put a decent amount of time into that video, and it didn't perform great, which is okay. But like I'm more and more thinking maybe I should just stick to short format content, because they're gonna start allowing 3-minute content, 3-minute shorts, which is great. I think that's like an ideal length for me, 3 minutes. Because 1 minute is a little bit short, but more than 3 minutes is too long. So I'm gonna definitely embrace that. It was supposed to be implemented yesterday, but they didn't. I can't do it. Okay, we got this little guy done. I feel like he's done. Put a little bit more here so we can get like a dark green in his nose. Okay. 3 minutes is an average. Did I decide on the wax filter yet, Deagle? That's a good question. I think I'm gonna stick with it. I put up a vote for people on it, and like nobody. The only people that voted, I think 4 people voted, and nobody said that it was annoying. So I'm gonna stick with it. Maybe see if I can make it a little bit less intrusive. But you know what? It's not for everyone, and maybe I shouldn't bend over backwards to satisfy everyone. Like it sucks that not everyone can enjoy these, but they're very short, and I really feel like the box filter adds to the feeling of the character, because I feel very silly uploading myself. Well, the Imperium finds it very interesting that these space marines are enveloped in chaos. Like, talking like that is so weird. I really want to add the voice filter to it, because otherwise I'm embarrassed. I don't want to post it. So that's why I use it, because it's a silly voice. Yeah, it's niche. Exactly. It's fine for you. Yeah, it's sometimes it's very harsh. Maybe I should try to normalize the audio a little bit so it doesn't get very loud. But I'm also working with like how the character talks. I haven't really settled on that yet. But I will definitely, like, I'll keep working on the character. I don't want people to be put off, but most people don't seem put off by it. It seems. So I don't know. Walt Disney Productions presents Warhammer 40,000. I should bend over backwards. Well, why don't you bend me over the table and we'll... Wait, no. No. Shut up. Stop. Anyway, I'm having fun making them, and I think that's the most important part. And people seem to appreciate them. I also have them on TikTok. I did make a 3-minute or 2.5-minute long video on the XV-88 color, the brown. And I talked about waifus, about having Tau waifus, but that video is too long to be a short on YouTube, so it's only on TikTok for now. I will upload it on YouTube once they implement the 3-minute limit. Okay, here we go. I think this guy is pretty much done too. No. Glassbilen. But yeah, Kokoro no... Hearts... What? Yumbi. Yumbi. Oh, yeah. Preparation. Kokoro no Yumbi. I prepared my heart. I stilled my heart. Sorry, it just occurred to me just as I was like, wait a minute, that's Yumbi. Preparation. I suck at kanji. Have you prepared yourself? Okay. Well, we got 3 more goblins to do the green on. They butchered your boy. The clipping tool. Oh no. No. What did they do to the clipping tool? It's fine for me. Oh my god, you guys. The horny must stop. I am say-so. This is a say-so stream. Don't. You're gonna ruin my chances of getting on the shoujo. Or I don't know, some other any color maybe. Oh no, you're posting links? Hold on, give me a second. I want to see what it is. It's buggy. Oh my god. Yeah, I can kind of imagine what you clipped. Thank you for clipping that, I guess. No! I'm someone making a Smash or Pass segment of Pokemon game to cover anything as possible. Well, you see, the problem here might be because I was not born with a vajayjay. That's the problem. A bit badingos. A badonga? I wasn't born with a badonga. That's okay, though. It would be really cool to become Corpo VTuber. I'm not gonna lie. But even if I don't, I'm having fun. And I'm hanging out with you guys. I'd probably need to get better CCV and stuff, but it is a cool dream to have. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, are you talking about a certain orc? I mean, I also know that Gargura's previous life wasn't exactly say so. There was a lot of alcohol involved. Drunk karaoke's. Couldn't edit out the last bit. I don't know. I mean, it would be really cool, but I've almost given up. I don't think I'm very funny. I don't know. I'm not trying to fish for compliments or anything. I just don't think I have the natural funny that a lot of talents who do Hololive have. I don't know if you can even see what I'm doing. It's a very small guy. Greenskins! Yes, Inquisitor. This is VTuber right here. Yeah, I'm painting Gerblins. How you doing? Welcome, Rasmus. Rasmus the 9th. I'm using Slapchop to paint some Gretchen. It's going pretty well. I'm gonna have to post photos of them later because I'm physically incapable of setting up the you know, watch Forsen. Okay, that's good. Wait a minute, who's Forsen? I don't know who Forsen is. Yeah, I'm painting little Gretchens. They're always gonna be goblins to me. Word Gretchen is just regretable. Wait, so snotlings, aren't snotlings also a thing in 40k? The smallest, dumbest greenskins. They're literally used. I think the mech who uses that weird transporter gun uses he shoots snotlings through the warp into people. So when they come out, they're like completely nuts and they just scream and poop and shit and piss everywhere, and they're just like they're inside people. It's pretty based. It's a great weapon. Painting orc for October. Slapchop, nice. Yeah, Slapchop works really well for orc skin in general. I think it's also very good when you're painting because I'm really bad at picking up details on black prime models. I often miss them. So Slapchop helps give you some really good guidelines to paint after while providing natural shading, or natural-esque shading anyway. It's a good technique. I'm not great at it, but it certainly helped me up my painting game quite a lot. Are goblins an own army part of the orc force? In 40k, they are part of space orcs. But there's a lot of custom rules out there. Like, I found some really cool third-party, like, revolutionary army goblins that I would assume play like the Imperial Guard. And honestly, I like to do that. I like to make an Imperial Guard army, but with goblins or Gretchens. There's Night Goblins in Fantasy, and they're their own army. But there's not enough units of goblins in 40k to like justify. Oh my god, yeah, this guy. I'm gonna assume that he's barefoot. Certainly looks like it. A good thing with contrast paint too is that it's like it lasts forever. It never runs out unless you spill it like I always do. Are you painting regularly in your free time, or do you paint more? I paint more now that I'm streaming, but I don't really paint a lot. Like, I did some prep work. Yesterday, I spent most of the evening just building models. Not painting them, but building them. Because I want to get rid of all my boxes full of spruce, because I have so many unbuilt models. And the first step to painting your models is to build them. Because then you cannot hide from the shame of their watchful eyes, their watching eyes. That's what I'm doing right now. But yeah, painting on stream is a lot more fun. I need to go with painting. Are you painting more of your house? Yes. Grots, I believe they're called in 40k, aren't so much part of the workforce as the slaves can afford emergency situations. Yes, Rufus, you're right. They're essentially, they come from the same spores, but I think they are like the first. I think Grots are like the first ones, and they tend to the mushrooms that orcs later come out of. Yeah, the chill building is fun. You want to print your own models? You should. Oh wait, I forgot to paint this guy. This guy is he's a commando goblin. He comes from the commando kill team. So he's special forces. We're gonna paint him with green, and then we're gonna move on to leather, I think. So let me give this guy some paint. He looks cool. I like that you can only see his nose. That's all that's sticking out from his mask. I'm not super careful with the painting. I am a little bit careful. You're gonna get a rep wrap. What's a rep wrap? I don't know what a rep wrap is. But yeah, Kill Team, I would absolutely be down to play some Kill Team online or something, because I really like the focus on less, more specialized units. It's really, wait, is this? Okay, yeah, no, this is a whole, this is a shoulder. It's like, is this a shoulder or a sleeve? I couldn't tell. I do think he's wearing pants, though. He's probably wearing pants, and he's wearing gloves, which is pretty cool. This guy has, like, really cool knitted gloves, finger gloves. This model is great. Kill Team modelers are doing a freaking amazing job. Okay, I think we're done with the green. Just paint them in spruce and live them. I mean, that's one way to do it. I did build some. Hello, Neil. I built some terrain, and I at least played the primer on the spruce because they're so because they are very how would you say? Because they are big parts. Schneffrog on Nifrogni. Okay. Are you having a aneurysm? Okay, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take a little bit of white, and I'm gonna like cover any very obvious green spots that I need to paint over with other colors. So I'm gonna get a this is a fine detail brush. I don't want that. I want the hold on. Where is it? I want this small base brush. Okay, let's see here. For example, in this guy's loincloth, we got some green that we want to get rid of. We want to make the loincloth being a bit more clear. Here we go. I don't see any other extreme greens on surfaces. The metal is... Oh! I did miss this, though. Shh. Also, licking our brushes, gang. Represent. I love licking my brushes. I love the taste of paint. You guys remember Deneb Stone? You guys remember the base paints? Or the what are they called? Base paints? I don't remember what they were called. But Deneb Stone and Necron Abyss and like Mechrite Red or something. Great paints. They were the predecessors to base paints, basically. As long as the paint isn't radioactive. Yes. Yes. But even then, you can still lick it in small amounts. Why? Because I say so. Okay, let's see if this guy has anything we need to cover up with white. I guess a gun, but a gun's gonna be metals. That's okay. Okay. Pants. Ugh, they look like crap, but who cares? Okay. This guy I might need... Let's see here. Just making sure that I don't have a lot of green on something. Yep, there we go. That might show through. What I'm doing here is I'm using some normal layering to cover up the green. So it's gonna have the effect of making that stand out more. There we go. Yeah, his belt stands out a lot more. Okay, let's see here. Whoop-a. My dude. I think, oh, I got a belt here that we need to add some white to. Okay, but I think he's fine. We could do his teeth, but we're gonna do those last. Okay. I really like how this green turned out. It's not quite as bright as the light makes it look. Pretty matted, actually. Okay, no green. Oh, well, maybe a little bit green on this. Problem is I'm using white when I should be using gray. That's okay. Here I might actually need to use some... Oh my goodness! Thank you for the follow! I'm Calvin Black. Thank you for the drink. Hold on, sorry, can talk right now, I'm making piss. Hi, Blue Punk. I'm doing good, thank you. Also, welcome to the Frogregation. And Callaghan Black 88. Cool name. I'm assuming you were born in 1988, which is a very good year. Not the year I was born in, but pretty close. Hope we're doing good. Painting some little dudes. Guys got a lot of fabric, so I'm gonna make sure that I haven't painted green on the fabrics. Nope, seems pretty good, as far as I can tell. I was very... Oh, wait, I missed a bunch of stuff here that I should have made green. This guy... He's got something tied under his chin. We're gonna paint that. No, he's okay. I need to put some more green on his back, though. Which I'm making. I'm making Gerblins. I'm making Gretchen. They are little Gerblins of 40k. And I'm painting 9 of them at the same time. It's a little bit of a challenge, see if I can finish them in one stream. But also because they're small, and I like to paint a lot of them at the same time. I'm pretty sure these guys are fine, so let's move on to painting fabric. And what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna take, let's see here, I'm gonna fabric colors do we have? Skeleton Horde is good for a pale. Sick. I'm close. I'm about 1.5 hours left, so I don't think it's impossible to finish it. Skeleton Horde is a very light brown. So that might be good for some fabric. I'm gonna use this on, where are you? This guy's mask. Okay, it's a little bit too light, to be honest. Might need to add a bit more. But it's a good light brown. Whereas Snakebite leather is much darker. Okay, this is a bit too light. We can't do this. This is not gonna work. Let's get another brown. Brown bricks. I love building brown bricks in Minecraft. Dark Oath Flesh. I don't remember how dark this is. Oh yeah, come on. Ooh. This seems like a better brown. So let's see if we can. Yeah, this is definitely a bit more saturated. Let's get into it. Okay, we don't want to use too little because then it's gonna look like it washed out, not like actual shading. Let's make the whole thing brown. Frick it. We don't got all day. This is a Dark Oath Flesh, so this is actually a skin color, but it's a good light brown. Maybe dirty fabrics or something that doesn't need to be very saturated. And we don't want the details to disappear since this is this guy's head, and we want to make sure that we can make out what's what. I'm just being super lazy with the painting, but that's okay. Okay, there we go. I think that's good. I'm gonna use this on this guy's backpack, for example. It's a good backpack color. But yeah, as you can see, this is not nearly as saturated as the green we were using, so I need to use quite a lot more to get the good color coverage that I want. So we don't want it to be too pale, then it doesn't look like it's actually shaded, but rather poorly coated in something. So let's use a little bit more. And the backpack is not done, but almost. See, here, this is a problem with Slap Chop. I can't really get into that part, and I can't really color it that well because it didn't get hit by the dry brushing, because it was simply too far away. So it's very, very dark here on this back, but that's okay. I mean, I don't think that's going to be a problem. See, his gloves are going to be another color. I think the backpack, we're just gonna might use this brown for his pants too, actually. So let's see. Yeah, it's a good color for pants, I feel. Yeah. Okay. Let's let's see here. This guy's short. Can be brown. Yeah, here we gotta almost slather on the brown to make sure that it actually covers enough to give it a good color. Aw, Leonard, thank you. Come here. I guess you are my little frog champ after all. Come here, give me a hug. Boop. Boop. Let's put some brown on that face. Eat poop. Eat the poo-poo. They put the hand in the anus. Okay. Let's go with the brown for this weird ass fur thing that he's wearing. Sorry, can't talk right now. I'm making piss. Thank you, Deagleton. Hi, Leonid. How are you doing? I'm doing good. I'm painting Gretchen's or Grotz from the Rundherder. I had a couple of these lying around, and this guy is actually this is a commando Grot, so he's from the kill team. Hello, Rufus. Finally, some beer? I'm not drinking beer. Rufus, okay, you have to give me the hypothetical. You have to give me a hypothetical that I can answer. Sorry.
For the warg! Warg! Oh, them zoomies are coming down a cliff.
Well, I should? Drinking beer? Yeah, I know I should be drinking beer. I really wish I was. Oh, yeah. Yeah, give me a funny hypothetical. Like, what would I do if suddenly everyone around me were 20 centimeters taller? It's a weird hypothetical. I'm just painting his pants here. I'm gonna give them some brighter colors for a certain part of the clothes to stand out, I feel. No worries, Rufus.
Warg! Space Marine! You's gonna need to wreck my crusade. I'm just gonna rip off your head, Space Marine, and put it on a spike.
I love orcs.
Orcs, 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 orcs. War for the war chief. I'm the biggest, so I'm the boss.
What would you do if I'm
the biggest, so I'm the boss. Orcs, 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 orcs.
Okay, let's see here. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm painting this strap around this guy's head with a wash, or rather with a contrast paint, so it's a little tricksy. If you find yourself waking up in the body and home of your favorite VTuber, what do you do? Ooh, that's a good question. I'd probably be very, very happy, because my favorite VTuber is very cute and very funny, and I'm very jealous. I like her voice. I like her personality and her energy, so I'd be like, hooray! I'd also feel really bad for her because I'm now in her brain, so I don't know where she ended up. But I would probably do my very best to live up to the quality of her streams and make her fans happy. And I would also try to find the bread that she lost many moons ago. A whole loaf of bread that just disappeared, that may or may not have gone into the dishwasher. That's what I do. Okay, I painted this guy's green legs brown now. That's good. Good work, Cuckoo. You have none of their memories, just the mind and the body. Oh, I don't know. Like, I try to find out where I am and who I am, and I'd be like, what? Wait, I have none of their. Do I have my own memories? Wait, I have none of their memories. It's just your mind and their body. Okay, well, I'd be like, oh, okay, shit. First of all, I'd be like, wait a minute, who am I? Because obviously I wouldn't know who they are because it would be their real life body. And then once I realized who I was, I'd be like, holy shit. Oh my god, I gotta learn about this person because I'm them now. And if people think I'm being super weird, they might like put me away in a hospital or something. So I would try to figure out who I am and like what I've done and my routines and stuff. But that's a really tough question. Like, I don't know. She ended up in Kansas. She did. Okay, we got, let's see here. What about you? You're your stupid pants. That somehow meld into your flesh here in the back of your foot. I think I might have gotten some glue on his pants, because these don't look like no pants. They look like flesh and pants in an unholy unison. I am hurrying up a little bit because I realize I don't have an awful lot of time left for painting these. So let's see. Carry on my wayward son. That's a really good hypothetical, though. I'd probably feel very, very guilty, and I would try to do the best way I could do to live as this person. And I would be very respectful when showering, and for the first couple of days, and then I'd be like, fuck it. You get pretty tired of looking at your own body after a while, though. I have no idea how they look in real life, so I don't know. Carry on my flesh pens. Are they secretly Necrons? No, they are not. Why would you think something like that? Which is obviously not what they are. They know too much. We must destroy them. This music is horrifying. This must be some kind of chaos music. It's like reality slipping. This is still Darktide. How much freaking music does that game have? Are people still playing Darktide? I haven't in a while, but I really enjoyed it. Okay. Okay. I will look back into maybe. Lots of. Didn't they fix Darktide? What do you mean fixed it? Like they made it worse? I thought it was a really good game, actually. I liked it a lot. Okay, this guy's got wraps around his legs, so we're gonna paint those brown. I don't know if you can even see what I'm doing. Let me know. I can try to adjust the focus of the camera a little bit if it helps. Oh, it's finally good? Okay, I thought it was fun in the beginning. If they made it even better, that's great. Okay, let's see here. Okay, we're done with this shade of brown. Let's go on to the next shade of brown, which is gonna be, let's see here. I'll take out, well, I do have skeleton board out already. I have 2 skeleton boards. Here's the snakebite leather. Do I have any other browns? I got Agaro's Dunes. Well, this is a really dark brown, I think. Oh, ugh. It's like a clay gray brown. Ugh. Hold on. Let's go snakebite leather for the darker browns. More brown. Yeah, but I am gonna use. It's gonna be one combining color or something on them, so they have a little bit more color. Green doesn't contrast great with brown, to be honest. They're a little too close to each other, so orcs tend to look really dirty and dark. So they're not exactly complementing colors. Red is a really good complementing color for green, or like bright blue. Or really anything high contrast works. See, this brown is very distinct and very different from the other browns. Snakebite leather is definitely like top tier contrast brown. It flows very well. It covers very well. Overall, just a great color to work with. I really like it. I gotta fiddle around a bunch. Okay, this guy's shoes are done. Let's go on to what are we painting brown on you, my dude? That's your belt. Your belt's gonna be brown. And you have some kind of bag here. We'll paint it brown. Oh my god, this guy is like melted. Can't even tell what this is. What happened to this model? Okay, I'll just, whatever. I'll just paint it on, it's fine. Yeah, this guy's legs are weird. Okay, that's enough brown on this guy. We'll paint your loincloth brown. What a great brown this is. Definitely one of the best contrast shades out there. What is this? I'll just paint it brown. I don't know what it is, so I'll just paint it brown. Okay, there we go. They're coming out really nice. I'm very happy with how these goblins are going. Zappa! Oh, I forgot to paint these guys' little feet. Hold on. Too close to Zappa. Oh yeah, that's what happened. What is that thing called that shoot like he vacuums them up and then he just teleports them into people? What is that gun called? It's my favorite orc invention. It's so evil. It fires them through the warp. And once they come out, they've just been driven completely insane. It's so evil. And it's so funny. Okay, let's see here. I can't be the only one who likes the taste of Citadel paints, right? I think they taste pretty good. What the hell is this thing? Are these his teeth or like this model is sometimes they just don't give enough detail. It's hard to kind of make out what's what. I think It's the helmet strap on top of his mouth, but I am not sure. I'll make that brown, I guess. Oh, shook attack gun. Yeah, that's the one. My friend used that a lot. It's very funny. It's very chaotic. And very evil. Okay, there we go. Let's make the handle of the gun brown too while we're at it. Might as well. There we go. We got his pants. It's very workish, exactly. Okay, we're gonna put the snake bite leather on the fur that you're wearing, mister. It's gonna have a different shade of fur, shade of brown on the fur than the other guy. The best part about this is that if you apply quite a lot of this brown, it will... Oh wait, this guy's feet, I didn't paint them either. Hold on. I'll do that in a second. Just applying this brown here. No feet. Okay, there we go. Aw, Oxide, hello. Come here, I guess you are my little frog champ after all. Hello. Hello, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream, Oxide. Hope you're doing well. We're painting Gretchens. Little gobblers. The goblin. Okay, there we go. Okay, how are you doing? Okay, let's go with this guy. I got another shade of brown. We're gonna put this on your weirdest... Actually, we're gonna use it on this fur you got here. Just use the same brown on the top here too. Who cares? The Emperor of Mankind. What's the name of this song? Fuck it, we're using the same brown on everything. I can't be bothered. Nobody's gonna look anyway. We gotta be done with these, and we have a little over an hour left, which I think is gonna be fine. I think it's gonna be enough. Okay, we have a couple of more to paint. This guy's pants are gonna be brown. Did I paint over his shoes? No, I didn't. Those are his feet! I didn't paint his feet. Had to stream up, but you've been on the phone. Okay, okay. Is it Mind Goblin? What's a Mind Goblin? What's a Mind Goblin? Well, you can't just ask me what a Mind Goblin is if you're not going to tell me what a Mind Goblin is. Rico, what's a Mind Goblin? Okay, we got your feet covered, my dude. Your feet are now painted. Be appreciative. Okay, I'm gonna use the leather on his goblins. My goblin, these nuts. Yeah, I know. I know what that means. Okay, you had the stream up. Hope you slept okay. There we go. Man, they are coming out so nice. So nice. Very happy with this. Very happy. Who did the rattling? Okay. We're getting there. We're getting there. You know this guy. Okay, where are we using these browns? Definitely on the boots. I think there's some metal stuff on his feet though. The Admonition is the name of this song. Maybe his gloves too should be brown. No, they should be dark blue, I think. Okay. Okay. Let's see if we have demon flesh. I'm gonna use that for some other browns. It's a pretty good light brown that you can use on ropes and strings and stuff. I thought. Maybe I was wrong. Let me see here. That's pretty good. Okay, it's pretty bad actually. It's pretty bad. It's actually really bad. Let's not use this. Demon flesh good with sriracha sauce. Yeah. Yeah. Other browns do I have? I have Celestial Blue. Yeah, we're gonna use some blue on these boys. I had Dark with Flesh, but I think I already used that, didn't I? Yeah, I did. mean, I could use just a normal paint, I guess. Okay, let's go back to Skeleton Horde. Disposal unit, Imperium mix, nice. I mean, it works. It's fine. This one's got actual shoes on him. Or at least something tied around his feet. Looks like shoes. Bum 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 dum 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 dum. Trying to see if I can get some. Nah, doesn't look good on his teeth. Might use this on the on this though. The bedroll. Bum 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 da ba dum bum dum bum bum ba da ba da bum bum dum bum da ba dum bum dun 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 take it down 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 take it down down take it down take it down 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 take it ding down take it down take it down take it down 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 take it down 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 take it down down. So what's everybody's favorite faction in Warhammer, and why is it Space Marines? Or if you're edgy, Chaos Space Marines. Am I sure? I don't know. What does sure mean? Okay. Imperial Guard, based. Okay, we're balling. We ballin'. I think we're almost done with the browns. Brown bricks in Minecraft. And Penny's computer book. I like building brown bricks in Minecraft. They're definitely standing out. I'm very happy that I got working on painting these because I like painting smaller models. They usually don't get a lot of love. Partly because they're not worth a lot, but also partly because they're difficult to paint. They're like the opposite of a tank. Always the opposite of a space marine, I guess. Hello, Tasty. You're not new and tasty, you're just tasty. Because you have been around for a while. You're mainstream now, but how are you doing? Hello? I am being very close to you and we're painting minis together. What if we painted minis together in Warhammer? The real heroes that do the bulk of the defend and attack work before the space marines come to steal the glory. You know you're right, but you shouldn't say it. Nah, you're right. You should say you're right. Imperial Guard, they die standing. That's what we do. We die standing. So bleak. We hold the line and we die standing. It's a very bleak setting. 40k. But that's okay. It's fun. It's fun that way. That's okay. It's fun that way. I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing in terms of color. This model is crap. This one got too close for sure to a Zappa. It just melted. Tell your local commissar. I don't speak with the man. Commissar, more like call me dumb. I'm gonna give this guy a crazy hairdo. Did you guys know that orcs don't have hair? And whenever you see an orc model with hair, the reason he's got a hair is because he's got a hair squig stuck to his head. They're literally squigs that are hair that bite onto an orc's head, and that's how they have hair. Squigs are great. I love squigs. Just don't die. Easy. Exactly. Don't die. I don't see what the problem is, bro. Okay. Now let's go over to a little bit more extreme colors. I think I'm gonna go with blue, to be honest. Celestian blue seems a little dark. Let's see if I have any other blues. I have Frost Heart, but Frost Heart is not a good contrast. It's very pale. I also have Dreadful Visage, which is what I use for purple for Violet Glacier. No, I want a really intense blue. I don't want a light blue. Let's go with this one, Celestian blue. Now let's see what happens when we apply it. It's gonna be a little surprise. Oh my god, that is very intense. Okay, change. We are going to take some Lamian medium out and mix it with the blue, because this blue is very, very intense. Scary levels of intense. So we're gonna mix it with some medium to make it a bit thinner. Okay, maybe I thinned it a little bit too much. Yes, I am still watching. Don't pause my videos, YouTube. Yeah, I think I thinned it. I was scared of this blue. I don't think I should be. Doesn't seem to be that bad. Let's apply some actual... No, this is actually a very pleasant blue. It's not too bad. It's not too intense. Just gonna make sure to spread it out properly. This guy's fancy hair. Very nice contrast. This is what I want. Are you scared of the blue in my eyes? No. I think it's very charming. I think it's a very nice shade of blue. Oh, it's very, very intense. This is from the opening of Space Marine. It's a very, very good game. Which actually, Space Marine made me like the Ultramarines. I never liked the Ultramarines before Space Marine. It's Captain Titus. Woof, he can get it, if you know what I mean. If you know, you know. This blue is a little too intense, maybe. I don't know. Now we've committed, so let's go. Alright, this ear isn't painted properly. That's no good. Might have to do some like highlights on this blue because it's not ideal. I was thinking more of like an ultramarine blue. Clearly, I was wrong. That's okay. That's okay. Okay, let's what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna thin this orange a little bit. And I'm gonna put some orange in the eyes of this guy with goggles. I'm trying to think of like ways to sort of some more life to the models. Get them a little bit more shiny. It's not enough orange, I feel. This orange is very, very strong. There we go. Looks crazy. Okay, so the ones that only need metal stuff now I'm gonna put aside. Yeah, this guy should have an orange knife handle. Because fuck it, your model's already ugly as balls, so might as well just make it uglier. I'm gonna put some orange cloth on this guy. Sorry, I'm not showing it, but I'm doing very small details. I'll show it soon. Like my hair. Okay, this guy is all metal still. It's so ironic that Titus goes back to his original company, the one he was the commander of. I find it very funny, like second company of the Ultramarines. I need to. This guy needs a lot more attention. So I'm gonna put away these for now. This skull needs to have some kind of paint to it. I don't know what though. Okay, let's see here. We're gonna add some more. Let's get some snakebite leather. Where is it?
Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
Where did the snakebite leather go? Did I put it away? Tiger brown. Oh, this is a dark brown. Holy shit. As you can see, I can't even hit the right spot with the brush. I'm very shaky. It's a good gray to actually, brown to put, and the dark recess is actually to get it a little darker. It's not entirely black, but it's definitely a dark brown. So that's good. Okay, let's see here. What is this thing? Is it like swimming shoes or something? I love his blue gloves. They're very intense. Oh my god, they stand out so much. I love it. Okay, I think I'm gonna start with the metal. I just need to finish this guy's mask. So I'm gonna give him darker green, I think. No, purple! Shyish purple, baby. Of course it's gonna be purple. This game has really good music too. It did not need to go this hard, but it did. This weird ass gimp mask for this goblin. I love it. Of course it's gonna be purple. He's a commando. Got a little weird gimp mask on. I love it. Okay, let's give him orange goggles too. Oh no. I think I messed up, but it's okay. I'm gonna use some metal to cover up some of the orange. Okay, used too much, but that's okay. This guy looks cool. I still have no idea what this thing on his back is. Oh, I think they are swimming. I don't fucking know what this is. I'll make it purple too. I don't have any idea what they're supposed to be. Okay, it's purple. I don't know if that's good or not, but who cares? Okay, there we go. And what else do we need to paint on this guy? We got some metal. That's about it, I think. Yeah, the rest is painted more or less. Okay. Barg.
Whoa! Space Marine! Get off my ship, Space Marine!
All right, let's put some light blue streaks in the blue. I don't know. Actually, no. Let's go with let's go with. I have a lot of blues. Is this? Yeah, this might go. Caledon Sky. Let's hope it still works. Doesn't feel like it. I'm doubtful, but we'll try. I don't know. I think it's okay. Like, it's very blue.
I am not done with you yet, Space Marine! I'm not done with you yet, Space Marine!
I'm gonna see if I can do like a little bit of. I am done with you, Orc. Okay. I think we're ready to move on to the metal. There's just this one guy's skull, which I think I'm gonna actually use, surprisingly, Screaming Skull. Probably. If I can find it. And here's where I put all my Screaming Skull. If I had any! Okay. Okay. Here we go. Something funny about Grot's wielding guns are almost as big as they are. Yes, they are very cute. They are good boys. They're good little boys. See, these are coming out pretty nice, I'm gonna say. Okay, let's do metal. So what I usually do when I paint metal is, oh, here goes the camera. We're gonna do Evil Sun Scarlet, which is kind of an orange red. Layer paint, hopefully it's gonna work. Yeah, it's still working. We're gonna put some orange on the metal, and then we're gonna very gently dry brush the metal with metal. So we're gonna get like a rusty metal. These guys are getting like the worst stuff. They're not getting the good stuff. Oop, got some on the fingy. Hold on. There we go, got it off. Getting the rusty old shit that nobody else wants. That's okay. They don't understand. What's rust? What? Don't understand what that is. So I'm just doing like a pretty uneven workover with orange or reddish orange. Get that rust metal look. Then we're gonna dry brush probably like bolt gun metal equivalent onto it. Same with this club. Just give it that good little helping of orange. Did grenade? Probably not. That one's fine. Hey, I got 30 minutes left. I might actually be able to finish this. We're not gonna do that on the commando grot though, because obviously he's a special kind of little dude. He gets better equipment, clearly. He's even got things that the human painting him don't know what it is. God, the moment when you realize there's a freaking Titan on Davin 4 or whatever the planet is called. That is so cool. Like, we can't let the orcs get this. No, I get it. We really can't let the orcs get this. Actually, I could just do this and get the paint a little wet. A good thing if you're doing this method, a good thing is to get the orange in all the crevices. That's like the most important part, because those areas are going to be hard to dry brush later, so they're going to show, and rust tends to accumulate where water gathers or moisture gathers, which tends to be in the crevices. It's not really that important because I mean you're painting very tiny dudes. But if you want to do that, I'm not gonna do it on the grenades though, because the grenades I figure would be newer because they get used a lot. But guns obviously, guns are not one-time use items like grenades are, so they would probably have some wear and tear on them. I started doing this a while back. I'm sure it's not a unique technique, but this is one of the things I started doing that I actually didn't learn from someone else. I just started doing it because I was like, well, I looked at Rust. Oh no. And I thought, this is not so bad. I looked at all the children in the cages and I thought, this is not actually bad. This is not so bad. Children in cages, and I said, this is not so bad. But Space Marine 2 trail for updates. I didn't. What updates do they have in mind? Are they introducing more chapters, more story? What's coming for Space Marine 2? I want to know. I love Titus. God, I love Titus. What a great guy. What an absolute mega Chad. He's just like, oh, I got demoted to lieutenant after 50 freaking years or 100 years or whatever in the Death Guard. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. For the Emperor. That's okay. We get a Hierophant Biotitan. Ooh, we're getting a Biotitan. That's cool. I think it sold really well, and it's like all over the place in memes and stuff. So I think we're getting another wave of normies joining the Warhammer community, which is a good thing. It's always good to get new blood in. That's really cool. The Biotitan, hell yeah. We're gonna get some rust on his helmet too. This is obviously an old helmet. There's broken stuff on it, so he just found it and made it his own. Let's see here. Here we go. A Volcolite pistol? What is that again? I forgot. Is that like a new weapon? A newish weapon? Is it electric? Is it Admech tech? Is that from the previous game? It sounds familiar, actually. It sounds like something we would have in the previous game. Oh baby, this one's just made to be rusty. Now I gotta be careful when I dry brush this metal because, again, dry brushing is not a very accurate way of painting, so I need to be careful not to get it on other things. But yeah, this knife here, for example, can definitely be very rusted. Torbeck doesn't think that knife should be rusty. No, this isn't rust. This is just blood, bro. I'm really good at painting. Don't be too messy. You're messy. We're almost done. You made a mess everywhere. I'm just gonna clean this up. Okay, I think I'm done with the rust, so let's start adding the metal. So I'm gonna go in with, let's see here. Dark gunmetal, that's a good color. Let's see. Archery spinning, that's a good move. Oh, that's a lot. I squared it all over the place. I was gonna dry brush, I just remembered, and I'm not dry brushing. Oh well. This is not dry brushing. Did you know that you actually don't have to drill barrel holes in orc guns? Because the orcs believe that they work regardless. So you don't gotta do anything. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. No 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 no. Do 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 do. Okay, let's see the smallest dry brush I have. Which one is that? This one is pretty small. Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. Do, 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 do. I should have done these first. Oh, this is gonna be difficult. Oh, no. This is hard. Ah, screw it. I'll just fucking paint. I'm not gonna dry brush this crap. It's too small. What is this glaze brush? Never mind. No, there's lag in my camera. Okay. Wait, is this still the glaze? No, it's a base brush. Okay. These guys are so small. They're so small. I'll paint the metal details like this and then I'll dry brush. On the bigger pieces that are easier to paint on. That's what Torbeck sounds like. Okay. This guy's got great little metal armor. Okay, I'm gonna paint this guy's goggles metal because I got a little bit of orange outside where it shouldn't be. So let's see here. Okay. There we go. We're gonna use some Nuln oil on this metal anyway, to give it a little bit of a more muted. Oh no! Hold on. So what I like to do if I get paint where it shouldn't go is I like to use water, and then you can sort of dab it away. That sucked. Okay, hold on. I'm not using a lot of different metal colors. I tend to find that highlighting or like dry brushing lighter metal on metal doesn't really show a lot. I might be wrong, or maybe I'm using shades too close to each other, but I always feel like it's almost pointless to highlight metal. But maybe I'm just stupid. I might just be stupid. It's a very likely scenario. Okay, this knife. Choppa. Stabba. The Gretchen is a most vile little creature, born more or less to just accept its fate as the least liked. Oh my goodness! Ziria, hello, silly cat. Silly British cat. I am doing the only good British export ever made. Warhammer. Can you believe it? What's your favorite team in Warhammer? Syria. Hello, Ziria. Welcome everybody. You're playing Trading Card Game Shop Simulator. Are you playing shovelware garbage, Ziria? Is that what's going on? That is no good, man. Have some self-respect. How was your stream? Krusty Raid. Hello, Goliath. Welcome to the stream. I'm Cuckoo Cairo. Hello. Your favorite theme? Yes. It's not shovelware. It's I don't know. I've never played it. I have no idea. But I like making fun. How was your stream? Did you have fun? Playing his ding dong. It was wonderful. So you were playing with your ding dong? It's not very good. It's gonna get you into trouble, dude. You're gonna get in trouble. And now I'm gonna have to bail you out. How are you doing? It was great. We listened to seemingly every single genre of music ever. Every single genre of music. The fabled complete playlist. Summa bonum of all music. As above, so below. Below. And we are painting this little dude. He's a Commando Goblin. Death Snuff, cool. Based. Based. Okay, what we're doing now is we're painting all the metal that can't be painted without like dry brushing it on, because I've done some stuff that's gonna be rusty. But I realized that some parts I can't really dry brush because it's just too small. So I'm just doing normal painting for them instead. Painting these little guys. What the heck, Lufina? That stuff is based. Penis music. Penis music is like the best form of music because it just is. Just great. Hi Luffy, how are you doing? I'm sure everything went okay today. Don't worry. You're amazing. You're the best person in the world. Even better than Zeria, who's a stinky cat. No, it's okay. You're not stinky. Thank you for reading, though. I really appreciate it. I hope you're having a good day. If you gotta go eat, or poop, or pee, because I know your bladder is super small, which is usually a sign of oncoming erectile dysfunction, by the way. just putting that out there. No, it's not. Meanwhile, I can sit here and stream for 5 hours and be like, I'm feeling like I might need to go pee soon. It is? Is it really? Oh gosh, I didn't know. Go pee. Cool idea. You gotta do your Kegels there, yeah? Erectile dysfunction? Or directly dysfunction? Go do your Kegels. Your potential lover are gonna appreciate that. I have no idea. Cool idea. You just want to make fun of Zeria? Is that it? These cute little Garaboos. Gotta rinse the brush a little bit. It's getting... Zeria's almost as ace as you. There's no lover now or in the future. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. You're gonna appreciate it yourself when you're stroking the Jolly Roger, as they say. Racing the Jolly Roger. Sorry, not stroking. That's gross. There's a lot to appreciate, E. Appreciate it all night, I forgot. Kegels are great. They also help you pee better. They help you not pee yourself. Regulate the flow, as it were. Are you guys excited for the upcoming remaster of Soul Reaver? I am very happy. Still can't believe that the writer of Soul Reaver also was one of the writers of Forspoken. Had no money for that? Aw. I'm sorry. Yeah, welcome everybody. We're having a chill painting stream. My goal is to try to paint these goblins within 3 hours. I got 15 minutes left, so I'm not entirely sure I'll be able to finish, but I might extend the stream a little bit just in case. Cause I really wanna give this gobos the proper treatment they deserve. I should have made 5-spoken, then it would have been good. Yes. Or 3-spoken. Whatever happened to 3-spoken? Lost in development hell, I heard. Kind of bold of them to go immediately to 4-spoken when they never got to do any of the previous games. Although I did hear that there's like a pirated version of 2-spoken out there somewhere, like a Chinese bootleg 2-spoken, based on like the vertical slice that they made of it. It's like probably the closest we're ever gonna get to 1-spoken, you know. Do I have more unpainted? I have so many unpainted models. I have so many unpainted models, and I'm not buying any new ones until I painted them all. That's my goal. It's not a promise. It's a goal. It's a Socratic ideal that may or may not come true. Okay, there we go. I have tendency to buy models and then be like, paint one of them, and then go, oh, I don't want to paint anymore, and then stop painting, and then they just gather dust. So what I'm doing is I'm building all of my spruce, so I have them, so I don't have an excuse not to paint them, and then I put them on display very visibly to me. What even is an unpainted model? Some say it is a model without paint on it, but that is only half the truth. Almost the same as uncleared levels. I want to be the guy. Regina, did you ever finish I Want to Be the Guy? I finished the special level in Cave Story, but I never finished I Want to Be the Guy. OMG. Heck is an uncleared level. More like Unbeard Bevel in a 3D model. Got him! Got him. Swing. I love gold. I want to see all the Austin Powers movies again. I haven't seen Goldmember in like 20 years. And everyone keeps saying it's so good. And by everyone, I mean only place. And by good, I mean... Thank you. I'm glad you appreciate my goddamn. Sometimes sometimes I've got it. Gonna do some metal on the parts closer to the hand, so I don't accidentally dry brush onto the hand. That would be very unfortunate. Groovy, baby, yeah! Groovy, baby! I think he's too busy making Shrek, Michael Myers, to make more, to do more Austin Powers. Did you guys hear he stole, Dr. Evil from the guy he did Wayne's World with? Who then went on to make such classic movies as Master of Disguise. Are you saying I'm not turtly enough for the Turtle Club? Oh my god. I'm not turtly enough for the Turtle Club? Groovy, baby, yeah. A groovy, baby. I'm from England. Have you guys seen all the... they've done like edits of An Idiot Abroad in different games, and they had him go to Zelda's like Ocarina of Time, and he gets eaten by the whale. And he's going to a funeral in Final Fantasy X. It's so funny. Carl Pilkington is a goddamn international treasure. What an absolute comedic genius. I love him so much. Syria! Lord Jabu Jabu, yes. Yes, but it's really hard to explain it. You need to watch Carl Pilkington Ocarina of Time, and then you'll understand the glory, the greatness that is Carl Pilkington. Uh-oh, I got some metal on the screen, but whatever. Happy little accidents, everybody. Oh, thank you for the headphones, Luffy. Hold on, let me turn it on. Give me a second. Okay. Gamble. Carl Pilkington is not just a British treasure, he is a European treasure. I would even say he's a international global treasure. Thank you. Oh. Okay, there we go. Okay, now we're gonna try to dry brush on some. I need a smaller brush to do this with. Also, I should have washed this brush. Oh, I really should have washed this brush. Sorry, can't talk right now. I'm making piss. Sockerfri julmust. Julmust flavored water. Yay! Okay, let me see if I have a smaller brush too. It's a medium base brush. I don't want to use that. Hold on. This one should work. Small base brush. Let's use that. Nej men julmust i oktober. Ja men vad då? Det är inte riktig julmust, det är zero julmust. Det är smak av julmust. The Codex of Astartes does not support this maneuver. Try to keep up. Hair on my model? Right in front of my salad? Look, I actually don't like Halloween. I don't like it. So I'll take whatever I can get. There we go. Now we got more of a rusty look on his gun. Fancy julmust. Lagrad julmust. They sell julmust that's been in oak caskets, rum caskets and stuff, or not caskets, barrels. It's very nice. Very nice. What I'm doing now is I'm just applying some metal. This helmet still looks kind of rusty. Shitty. That's what we're here for. Shitty and rusty. Aged. Yes, it's been aged in oak barrels. You can actually age stuff by just putting oak cubes in it, really. If you toast some oak cubes, you can use that for aging. I do that with my mead. My apple mead is done. It's very yummy. I love it. I'm gonna let it age for a bit. I'm gonna give it away as Christmas gifts to people. Na 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 boom 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 boom. Not my meat, mead. I make mead. Oh, Mechanicus soundtrack, nice. Hold on. I just think it's very commercialized, and I think it's I prefer Al Helgona. It can be spooky, but I'm so skeletons and stuff. It's just it bores me. I do like Over the Garden Wall, though. I thought that was really good. Crying IRL, well, suck it up. Cry baby. Life's difficult as it is, Snowflake. Just kidding. Okay, okay, feel yourself passing out very tired. Aww, rest up, okay? Take it easy. Take it easy, Syria. That's not very Skibbity Sigma of me. No, I know. I'm sorry. I guess I'm just not that much of a Rizzler. Guess I'm just not the Rizzler I thought I was. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna apply some null oil on these metals to make them look better. Rest well, Ziria. Thank you again for the raid. Everybody follow Ziria, or if you don't, I'm gonna actually track you down and make you eat corn bitar without any flavoring. Just raw corn, and not corn with C, but corn with Q. I'm gonna make you eat raw corn. So don't not follow Ziria. Corn sideways. Ew. Pretty much. Bye, Ziria. I'm not gonna drill my barrels, and people can die mad about it. Boop. Give her the boop, Leonid. Boop. Sorry, I'm not always I'm a monster. Yes, and you love it. Brother, may I have some oats? No. But brother, I am starving. As am I, brother. Brother. Oh, I knew it. This was all just a plot to get my oats. Yay, Deagledon is the first one here. Congrats, Deagledon. Thank you for being the first one to watch my stream. Everybody else just aren't watching, I guess. Brother. No, I turned off the throw. You can't. I'm sorry. No throwing. I turned it off. Now that's a monster move. Carry on. Bots confirmed. You're faking gay. No bots, only men. No bots or viewers, just men. Wait, what? Yeah, this is turning out okay, I think. I'm kind of it's almost 3. It's been almost 3 hours. So I'm kind of rushing the last pieces here. Hope you can forgive me for not being very skibbity. Okay, I feel like I finished the metal on most of them, so I'm gonna give a little wash of null oil. There's some stuff I need to. I'm gonna use the Screaming Skull on some stuff for like fabric-ish. Carry on, my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more. Do 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 do. Carry on, my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more. what if we're actually all isekai from fantasy worlds? Then I'm very happy for us actually, because if we come from fantasy worlds, they're all very dangerous. People die a lot. There's a lot of horrible violence and like just general horribleness in fantasy worlds. So I'm pretty happy then that we ended up in this world, because that means that we will live relatively peaceful. The world is actually really good right now. It's not great, but it's probably never been this good. There have never been this many people not dying in war. That doesn't mean people aren't dying in war. People are still dying in war. But we have, as a race, I guess, we have the possibility to make things better and improve everyone's lives. It doesn't mean we're gonna do it, by the way. But we could, technically. Where did I put my Nuln oil? Did I already take it out? Well, I got bad news for you. This well ain't much better. Yes, it is. Hell, even as magic advancement, you already say is one massive death well. Yes. Like, I do think things are better. Things are much better than we think. Just imagine the fact that you are able, in a lot of countries, to go to school. That would not be a given if you were in a fantasy world. Absolutely not. Like, maybe you would be lucky. I mean, fantasy worlds, on the other hand, they don't necessarily follow our school sucks. That's like your opinion, dude. I don't agree. I think you're dumb. Well, there's funny cartoon streamers. I think that's kind of cool. Yeah, that's why this world wins, because we have anime. But I wonder what I would have been before I got reincarnated. Maybe I was like an NPC, saying like, I heard the Dark Lord is back at it again. And then they click on me again and I'd be like, I heard the Dark Lord is back at it again. I heard the Dark Lord is back at it again. Did you hear? The Dark Lord is back at it again. And people would be like, oof, 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 boring NPC. Okay, so I'm applying some Nuln oil now to darken this a little bit. This metal. Not a lot, just to get some shade on it. Get it a little darker, a little dirtier. Because obviously, metal doesn't have a lot of shadow on it. So you do want to give it a little bit of a go over to give it some shadow. It's not super shining. Stay a while. I was actually going to play Diablo 1 if I didn't paint miniatures today. But miniatures won. So Diablo 1 will be tomorrow or Sunday. We'll see. I might stream Diablo 1 tomorrow, actually. I would like to play that on stream. In Swedish, I don't have the Swedish version. I got the good old games version. I don't think it's in Swedish. Snälla, lyssna på mig. Ärkebiskopen Lazarus, han ledde ner oss här för att hitta den försvunna prinsen. Den bastarden ledde oss in i en fälla. Nu är alla döda. Mördade av en best man kallar för slaktaren. It's on PS1? No, on PC. Jag ber dig, hitta den här slaktaren och döda honom så våra själar kan vila i frid. Din död kommer att hämnas. I don't know how the original dialogue went, I'll be honest, or how the Swedish dialogue went. I never played the Swedish version, but I know it's around. I like the Swedish version of Tombi with the pigs. I like Tombi in general. It's a fun game. Ingen svensk dubbar komplett utan Peter Harrison. He's not around anymore though. He died. Right? I think. RIP. I think he's dead. But yeah, if you want good quality dubs, watch Livet, 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 se vad livet lär. Na, 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 na. Oh, he's still alive? Oh, I didn't know. Oh, maybe I mixed him up with another guy. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm just applying some null oil to bring out the shades in these weapons. I might apply a little bit of metal paint onto them later, just to make sure it doesn't get too dim and dark, and like give a little bit of a highlight. But this also helps cover some of the orange I used to make the rust on the gun. You can just dab on a lot. Null oil is basically the chestnut brown. I think it was called chestnut brown. Like that was the old use for everything ink. That was like a brown, because brown shadows are very, very common. Shadows generally warm shadows tend towards the brown direction. Cold shadows tend towards more of the bluish direction. And Selsam Historia, yes, that's the one. It was so good, and it was all voiced by 5 people. Boom, boom. Yeah, we're gonna finish these guys. I'm gonna keep streaming until we're done, because it's really not that much left. Like every Swedish dub, yeah. But this group was a very special. They dubbed a lot of anime, because one guy went down to Italy and bought a lot of anime in like the 70s. I think that Sesame Historia is actually French though. And he went down there, he bought a lot of stuff, and he brought it up here, and 5 people dubbed all of it. Like you got Cobra! Och Gorgamonstret. Det finns mer än bara monster i universum. Ett rymdmonster. Monster. Monster! Jag är en monster, monsterdal. Monsterdalen! Monster! Rymdmonster. Ett monster! Ett monster! Monsterdalen! Gorgamonster! Rymdmonster! Ett rymdmonster! It's so good. I love Starzinger. It is the best anime ever made. Monster! It's like the most commonly said word in that show. It's basically Journey to the West in space with like spaceships that combine into mechs, I think, or at least they have a big spaceship that their smaller spaceships come out of, and it's just so cool. Forgot to paint this guy's armlet. I'm gonna have to do that afterwards. I remember when I first played Magica. It's not even Swedish. It's fake Swedish. Säker ordet är bananer. Ich bin Vlad. Ich bin echt vampyr. Vlad är en riktigt cool kille. Inte vampyr. Vlad är inte en vampyr. Kom ihåg. Säker order bananer. Yeah, it's actually not Swedish. It's like a combination of Swedish and nonsense. It's like if you play Teardown, that's actually a Swedish game, I'm pretty sure, or Finnish, or collaborative. But it, like, if you watch the TV, the newscaster speaks with a Swedish cadence, but it's just complete nonsense. She's not speaking any real language, but it sounds like Swedish. It's so creepy and weird. Hey, Lena, that's not very nice. Ritzel? We're almost done, you guys. I'm very happy. Definitely a higher level. I'm gonna have to paint their mouths and stuff. So I'm gonna put like a hard deadline at 4 hours, because at that point I gotta go to bed, but I don't think it's gonna take that long. Teeth and eyes and some small details. I think that's about it. Has anyone seen Vår vidunderliga världshistoria? It's like a Danish show that's about history, and it's like a similar thing to En Sällsam Historia, but it's like with different characters. It's very funny. It's got BBWs in it. You're thinking of Danish. Danish isn't real. Danish is just a made-up language by made-up people. Smørrebrød. Danish people eat chocolate slices on bread for breakfast. I think that says everything you need to know about them. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna put some metal back on the stuff that we shaded to get some glint back in some parts of the metal. Doesn't have to be a lot, just a little bit of metal every here and there to get some contrast. Oh, my brush. They're actually talking Simlish, which is like a mix. Oh, Swedes aren't real. They're stories made up of scared barbarians. You don't need a lot to scare barbarians, to be honest. They're an easily scared bunch. They're an easily frightened bunch. So let's see here. What this does is that it gives a bit of an oiled look to the weapon or the metal, still getting a little bit of gleam left in it, so it catches your eyes. Okay, I think this guy's pretty much done. Okay. Because this guy, for example, we put a lot of Nuln oil on his chest armor, which means that a lot of it gets so muted that you can't even see it. So we want to make sure that we can get some highlights. This is basically highlighting metal, in my opinion. Some of his gun here. A little bit here, a little bit there. So I got some wash on that one, that's okay. Not the SPD. What's the SPD? I don't know what that is. Okay, this guy is done. Metal done anyway. We still got to do the teeth, the claws, and the eyes, and some small details I might have missed, but for the most part, we're pretty close to finished. The German Socialist Party, one of our chancellors of, I don't know anything about German politics. Not a single iota. Except I know you Germans don't have any sense of humor, so South Park invented a robot, or rather you guys invented a robot to make jokes for you. And it took over Germany. Game Pass is the second South Park game since the day. Oh, wait, you mean the butthole, the broken butthole, or whatever it's called? Fracture butthole. Yeah, that's right. I haven't played it. I didn't really enjoy The Stick of Truth, though. I thought it was really funny. Like the Morgan Freeman was in it. Well, not Morgan Freeman, but Morgan Freeman. It was a fun game. Not so much when your parents were having wild monkey sex in the background. Wasn't a fan of that. But it's okay. This is like definitely a standard of painting that I would have killed to be at when I was younger. And so much of it is thanks to contrast paints, honestly, and the slap chop technique. It's not the prettiest, it got really bad highlighting and stuff, but overall, I am very happy with how the results comes out, and at the end of the day, isn't that the most important? That you're at least happy with your own results. And I'm getting better with every model I paint. I'm getting better, so it's a win-win. I get to paint fairly quickly, and you guys get to hang out with me, and I get to hang out with you while I'm painting. I don't have to paint all on my lonesome, which sucks. Trying to hurry up. Let's see, I'm gonna aim for 3 hours and 30 minutes. That's gonna be the full length of the stream at most.
Please, no hurt, no kill. Make good weapons for you.
I used to know all his lines by heart. I was obsessed with Diablo. I loved the lore so much. And then Diablo 3 came around, and I was like, tomorrow mech warrior clans. Diablo 3 was not great. Good night, best visitor. Thank you for hanging out. Hope you're gonna sleep, okay? I feel like you still get a very much the rusted, matted metal look of iron of steel that has been uncared for a long time. Once you do this wash technique, pretty happy with that. We're gonna get this part shiny up here, but the rest we're gonna leave, or rather, I guess down here around his face too. So get a nice bit of contrast there. And his knife needs to be shiny as well. His choppa. Okay, and last guy, Mr. Blue Hair. Sun, blue streak speeds by. Goblin the hedgehog, too fast for the naked eye. Goblin the hedgehog, Goblin, he is really cool. Goblin, he's got an attitude. Goblin, he's the fastest thing alive. He's the fastest thing alive. He's the fastest thing alive. Goblin. Look out when he come through. Goblin the hedgehog. Okay, we're done with the metal. Now we're gonna do the teeth. It's gonna be a bit tricksy. too fast for the naked eye.
Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic, he is really cool. Sonic, he's got an attitude. Sonic, he's the fastest thing alive.
Teeth and claws. Ugh, this is hard to paint. Oh well. Oh well. Okay, that one turned out better. This guy doesn't real. Oh yeah, he has cut nails. Okay. Okay, this guy's got teeth and nails all over the place. Let's see here. Okay, there we go. We're getting there. I'm trying to speed up a little bit. This guy's got teeth. You guys know that orcs use teeth as currency because they regrow their teeth and the teeth rot pretty quickly. So it's like the perfect currency. You just gotta steal other orcs' teeth, like bash them out of their face, or steal grot teeth or something. Or take them, and then you can buy stuff with them, and it's protected against inflation because the teeth just rot after a while, so you gotta get more teeth. Like the perfect financial system. Orcs are literally sigma maxing. Oh, we're getting so close, y'all. We're so close to finishing. I'm gonna finish. God, oh no. God, I'm finishing. I'm gonna complete. let's see here. Okay. I don't know if we're gonna do the eyes, to be quite frank, because most of them don't really have much in terms of eyes. Just putting a little dot on the lenses. Can't even see it from here. Oh, this guy, we need to do him too. Hold on. No, does he have claws? Oh yeah, he does. There we go. Maybe we can put a little dot on his lenses too. Okay, there we go. Okay, I think we're done. I'm not gonna do the eyes, they're too small on most of these guys. Yeah, they're just too small. The eyes are just too small. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna show you to the camera. We finished. We didn't do the bases, but that's okay. I'll do that some other time. But I'm pretty happy with how this came out, how these came out. We did 9 little guys. That's 9 more painted models. This was a bit fast. We did them all in 3 hours, 3.5 hours ish. Gonna put them on here. Whoop! Here we go. Here they are. Can't really show them, but I'll take a photo and post it on Twitter. Pretty happy. Yeah. Thank you everybody for hanging out. I think this was a nice little stream. Just what I needed, because things have been not fun at work. So I really needed some nice hangout time with friends. So thank you everybody for that. I really appreciate it. Now let's see who's streaming. Who are we raiding? Where we dropping, boys? Where we dropping, huh? Thank you, Deagledon. Thank you, Landon. Thank you, Deagledon. Let's see here. Let me get the keyboard over here. Oh, and there goes my camera. So I'm gonna look like I'm having a brain fart. Don't look at my keyboard, it's very dirty. Don't look at my keyboard. Okay, here we go. Let me see, who are we raiding? I'm gonna raid I'm gonna read Olga Okami. Olga's playing the bridge, and the raid message is gonna be goblins. Goblins, goblins, goblins. That'll be the raid message, and we will have stonks. Thank you everybody for hanging out. I really appreciate you all. You're very cool people. I will probably stream tomorrow. Goodbye everybody. Thank you, Rufus. Goodbye. Thank you for hanging out. Bye. Bye bye.